Hey traders, John Howell. You know what? You know what? When I start to a video, it's like, I can't even talk, right? Anyway, I want to look at the markets, but I also I need to talk to you about something. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to give a quick little market update across the markets, and then I want to get into something that's really important for you to understand if you're involved with these markets, okay? Traders, just so you know, a couple of days ago, I did a live webinar. And then I put up the replay for 48 hours. Today is the last day you can actually see that webinar training that I did. I walked through the one thing that took me from $250,000 in debt to actually becoming a full-time trader. What was that thing? And if you're losing money, you need to know that. I've also walked through my trading system. I also walked through how I find these trades. If you're trading Forex market, futures markets, crypto markets, you know, daily charts, 1 minute charts, you need to see this training. Today is the very last day. So go to John's free training or the very first thing in the description. Go there right now. Do it now, guys. I promise you, right? Go there right now and see it. So here's the thing. I want to look at the markets. We actually had a bit of an update today. And for the last couple of days, I've been saying we're very, very, very oversold. And it looks like we could be getting ready for a bit of a short term. We could be getting ready for a bounce here, okay? So that's what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing that we're probably going to get some sort of a bounce because we're just so oversold. It doesn't mean change of trend, okay? We need to wait for to see what we need to wait for the market to change, okay? Right now the market is in a downward trend. And it doesn't matter what I think, doesn't matter what I say. Yes, I have a 5,500 target by the end of this year, and it may not happen, okay? That's just my overall target for the end of this year. And again, we may not get there. But guess what? We still have over 6 months worth of time. Anything can happen, right? Just imagine the market not doing much and then saying that the last 3 months of this year, we just go for a bonkers bull move. You know, anything can happen. So firstly, the mistake of that can't the words that can't happen is it's important not to go there, okay? But the purpose here is we need to wait for the market to change. And there is a lot of people out there right now, and actually I'm going to get into a bit of the tough talk here. The market's going down right now, okay? And I've talked about how that yes, we're well overextended, we're well oversold right now, and we're due for some sort of a short-term pullback. Sorry, a pullback simply means against the trend, right? That's what a pullback is. This here is a pullback. Some people don't. It's a pullback because we have a downward trend. We have pullbacks, right? We have pullbacks, or we have a rally. But guess what? We're now making these lows, lower lows, lower lows. And then, we're likely to get some sort of a rally out of this. We're likely to get some sort of a movement to the upside coming in, right? Now, this could be the start of something big, real big. And I'm going to get to some charts in just a minute, right? This could be the start of something big. So we need to be alert right now is more important than ever, right? Especially over the next few months, it's more important than ever that we stay alert of what's going on in the markets because we could miss one of the greatest buying opportunities. And I do believe one of the greatest buying opportunity this year is coming. And before you know it, this thing is probably going to make it, you know, over the next couple of months, this thing is going to start to find a bottom, right? Because it doesn't just happen in one day or 1 week. Sometimes, and especially where we're right now, if we're going to find a bottom, it's going to happen. It's going to slowly form over through May, June, and maybe even in July. It's going to slowly form that, right? We may go up a little bit. We may come down a little bit. We may do something like this. We may come back, you know, so sometimes these things take time, but it's really, 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 really important right now that we stay calm and we stay present with the markets. Right now, yes, we're probably going to get a bit of a short-term rally, but we need to need to wait to see what actually happens here. And looking at the Nasdaq as well too. Okay, we're very overextended from the moving average, so we're through there. And then the same for the Dow Jones. Here is the thing about what I'm seeing right now across the markets, and I want to talk to you, traders, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls. If you are trading these markets and you're trading based off a whim, meaning, I may do a market update, say, this is going to be one of the greatest buying opportunities, this year. When I say something like that, I mean like in an investing point of view, right? You buy something now and then 6-12 months down the road, you look back like, oh yeah, you know what? I bought it, but it went down for another month. But then, man, ever since then, we went down 10%, but the thing's taken off 50%. I'm winner chicken dinner, right? Buck. Do you realize it's 6 o'clock in the morning here? My ex-girlfriend, they hated it, right? They're like, I get up and I'm on. They're like, my ex-girlfriend, when I used to live with her, she goes, man, you're like a kid. You're on, as soon as you get up, you're on, and then you're off. It's like, oh, I just love life. I think it's amazing to be alive right now. Anyway, so we can see what's going on here, okay? But the thing is this, is that when I say something like, you must put that in the context of what happens. And let me give you a really, really, really good example here. On the S&P 500 with the vid situation, and people gave me so much flack for this, and I really want you to understand there's a difference between a trading mentality and a buying mentality. And again, right now, I do believe this could be one of the greatest opportunities to get into the markets after this big pullback. And then 12 months down the road, you're looking back saying, man, I really missed a good opportunity to buy the markets there. From an investing point of view, not trying to time the markets. There's a difference between investing and trading. And I'm talking to a lot of people right now. And then on top of that, people are like, well, is it a good time to get in right now? It's like, no, right? No, right? The best time to get into something is when? Two things. When the market is actually having a really big pullback, if you're investing in good stocks, and when the market's gone really, really, really quiet. I'm going to share a trade with you in just a minute, and I'm going to share this with you. But the reason why I'm being tough with you today, guys, is because I firstly, don't be rushing into these markets and putting money in these markets if you're not comfortable with it, right? It's like, just be patient. There's going to be plenty of opportunities to get into these markets, but just be patient. If there is nothing there that you're comfortable with and you're comfortable with the risk, right, on the other side of this thing, the risk happening, then don't trade. I don't care if you have to sit there for a whole month. The reason why I've done so well out of my trading over the last 10 plus years, now I've been trading for 17, almost 18 years now. My first almost half of my trading career was horrible, right? Is because I had the ability to be able to sit on my hands and do nothing. This is important for you guys, okay? Don't be thinking you have to trade the markets every day. The market's going to suck you into all these bullshit trades, and it's not going to serve you. Be okay not trading. Just an active trader doesn't mean, just because you're an active trader, one of the biggest mistakes people make, and it robs you from actually you doing really well, is actively trading every single day. I don't trade every day. I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait. And I scan the markets, and I scan crypto markets, I scan the stock markets, and I'm looking at the futures markets, I'm looking at the Forex markets. Right? And that's generally taking maybe 2 to 3 hours per day, maybe 4 hours per day maximum. I might do a couple hours in the morning and then a couple hours at night. But the rest of the day, I'm actually pretty free to do what I want to do, right? But I'm scanning for really good opportunities. 95% of the time, I'm sitting on my hands, and 5% of the times, I'm hitting it. But that when I hit it, guess what? That could be a 6-figure profitable trade for me. Make sense? So when I do titles about overall big picture in the S&P 500 in the stock market, guess what? I'm talking about from an investing point of view. Yes, I believe right now is a great opportunity from an investing point of view. Doesn't mean it's the exact bottom in the market, right? So if I look at the COVID crash through here, I actually, round about this 2,800, I remember buying it, and then the market dropped it down. And then I started hearing about the closures and all that sort of stuff, and we started getting maximum fear in the markets. I'm like, this is going to be. And then I started hearing about the bailout. Sorry, the QE package and what were they going to do? And they started to do it around here. And I started to hear about it here. Guess what? I started to buy more. Now I bought call options, by the way, but I bought 12 months worth of time. If you don't know what options are, that's okay. But basically, I bought the options basically on leverage. You're going to call it that, okay? Because that's what it really is. It's on leverage. So I bought call options here, and I also bought call options here as well too. But I had 12 months to go. I also did the exact same thing with Apple, and I'll get to Apple in just a minute, right? So yes, I got it wrong here, right? Because I knew that over the next 6 to 12 months, this thing's going to start to pick back up again, right? Because we just had it. This is a black swan event. We're going to rebound. So I bought it here. I didn't get the timing right. I bought it here and I didn't get the timing right. And I got so much flack for it. Same for right now. When I say we're in one of the greatest buying opportunities of the planet, I'm talking about an overall pattern, right? It may take what? Just like here. It took a whole month for this thing, and even when it got back to here due to time value, my options were still negative. But then guess what? Then guess what happened? We did what? Over the period of time, this market rallied, and this option that I bought here and I bought here when the market started to rally throughout the year, guess what started to happen? This thing started making me really, really, really good money. Same for Apple, right? I did the exact same thing for Apple as well too. I was doing my analysis with the COVID situation. And then literally when I started to hear it, it was down the bottom here. It was somewhere around $60, somewhere around about there. I bought call options on Apple, like a big position. And then guess what? And then I didn't get it the exact day. It actually did nothing for a couple of weeks, right? Maybe a week or two, maybe a couple of weeks. It did nothing. But then guess what? I had a 12-month option. And then guess what? 6 months later, this thing is actually breaking up to new highs. And this thing made me over 200% return on the trade. Again, that's how I positioned it. So when I'm talking about in the markets, I'm talking about long term, but also be comfortable with the risk as well too. It's so important that you understand the differences when it comes to the markets and it comes to trading these markets. Okay, but the bottom line is this, guys, is that stop trading a lot. Let me just try this and let me try that. Like, no, stop trading a lot. Okay. Yes, this could be a great buying opportunity when it comes to the actual stock market. And overall, from an investing point of view, I do believe it is. But if you're actively trading the markets and you're not looking for like just buy and sort of hold opportunities, then please, guys, please, right now is not the time to be jumping in and jumping out and jumping in and jumping out and hoping and guessing and getting in because you think it's a good idea. Stop doing that. That's killing your chances. I'm getting emails right now and messages of people just getting destroyed because they're sitting there and hoping and praying because other people said or whatever. Like, no. When you get into the markets, if you're trading the markets, if you investing is like, okay, investing is like, I'm going to buy the market now because I'm really confident. Well, I'm going to buy the market now and then I'm going to buy a little bit more next week because I'm confident over the next 6-12 months we're going to make new highs, which I do believe, right? I do believe we're going to go through an incredible upward move. That's long term. Trading is what? Trading is all about having a system and a process. If you actually want to do well out of trading, and the reason why I've been here now almost 18 years of my trading career, and I'm just kicking ass, taking names, kissing babies, is because at the end of the day, I have a system and I have an approach that I wait for. And I'm okay sitting on my hands and doing nothing, right? Trading is easy, saying no is hard. It's something that I actually say to my private clients all the time. And what I mean by that is this, is that trading is easy, right? I can actually, on that webinar, I share with you my trading setup. I share with you exactly what I look for. Right now, there's obviously a step-by-step checklist I give to my private clients to make sure that we're good, but I literally give you most of the trading system. No, I actually give you the pattern that I actually look for when I'm trading. I give it to you for free. Trading is easy, but saying no is hard. That my trading system works, but guess what? There may be a few weeks where I have no trades. What do you do in those times? When you're watching all these YouTube videos and watching all this sort of stuff, what are you going to do at those times? You're going to sit there and oh my goodness, I need to make some money. And then you take a dumbass trade and your account gets smacked by 50% and now you're down by 50%. Now you feel like shit and now you're going to go masturbate or go have some McDonald's or something. And now you feel even worse, right? It's like, John, I just can't believe you just said that. It's like, guys, I'm saying this because I really care. I'm getting emails right now. People getting destroyed, especially in the crypto market. They didn't listen to what I was. And last year when I was saying, listen, I'd rather be in gold right now than cryptos. And it was nothing. I've never had anything against the crypto market. I don't really care. I don't really care about any market, right? It's not like I'm so dogmatic about the market. No, I just know the universal and the laws of the principles of how the markets work. And that is, if something makes a very big move up, I talked about this so much last year. I looked at gold and I said, guys, I'm looking at gold right now. I'd rather be in gold because for the last 12 months, we haven't done anything. Therefore, we're not getting in on a bubble. But if we have a look at the actual crypto market, we can see that the crypto market did this, right? We can see it actually just made an astronomical, massive, massive move up. Look at this here. Look, 200-300% in what? 4 or 5 months? Nah, that's not a bubble. So that's all I was saying for people that were following me last year. It was nothing against crypto. It was just if I'm looking for best opportunities and probabilities of something happening in the markets. By the way, look at actually the line broken there, right? Is I'm just looking for the best opportunities to get to get involved with the markets, and that's all I was saying last year when it comes to that. So again, I know this is just a bit of a different market update from normal guys, but yes, we are overextended. I am expecting to see now, especially where we are right now, I am expecting this actually may be the start of a rally. It's going to be really interesting to see what actually happens with that rally through there on the stock market. Let's go have a look at the actual gold market now. We could see that we are we're moving down, lower highs, and now we're actually continuing down through here. So gold is now looking more and more bearish, but really the overall big picture on gold is just, it's still just in this sideways range. We're not really doing much. Again, I'm expecting a bit of a pickup on gold as well too. It's going to be really interesting to see what actually goes on through there. Silver as well too. Silver is actually, we're actually right at that level of support. So this actually could be a final low in silver. This actually could be a final low in silver because this actually happened. You can see here, if I go back to my daily charts, see this major level of support. Look what happened. We broke down. Now we're at that level there, right? So this actually could be a final low in silver. I'm not saying it definitely is, guys. I'm not saying you're low, right? But we need to wait and actually see what actually happens here. And the reason why what I'm saying here is I had a phenomenal trade in silver. And when do you think I did it, right? It's the exact same thing. It's called a false breakout. What actually happens here is this, is when the market actually has a major support level like it does through here and all through here as well too, right? That's that major level all through there as well too, all through here as well. Right, when that happens, when we get a big flush down, but then we start to get a very big rally back up. When we start to do that, especially when we come back down and now we start a new upward trend, this is a major probability this is going to be some sort of final low in the markets there. Now, when I say final low, I simply mean like final low for that period of time. If we go have a look at the COVID situation, all right, and if I go back and let's go back to here, right? So this is the exact same thing I did with COVID, and I saw this. I'm like, oh, here we go, right? Here we go, right? So look at this here. I was looking at when the whole COVID stuff happened on silver, the exact same thing, right? So as you can see, guys, what I do is I'm a hawk. I'm watching, I'm scanning, I'm looking, I'm analyzing, I'm waiting for these opportunities. Because when they come around, I'm happy like 95% of the time. And guess what I'm doing? As a trader, I'm always in the markets. I'm actually investing in the markets right now. I'm in the stock market. I'm in gold. I'm in the mining sector, right? But that's long-term stuff, long-term stuff. Not so much the stock market long-term, but especially the mining sector. But that's long-term stuff. The short-term stuff is I'm looking for trading opportunities. Guess what? I'm scanning, I'm looking, and I'm happy, and I'm waiting for those good opportunities. And that's exactly what actually happened with silver. Look at this here. Silver got big flush down. Actually, very interesting. That's exactly what's actually happening now. And we actually broke past support once we actually did that. But then look what happened. We broke down and we came straight back up. See this here? This is where we start to get these big false breakouts, okay? Support, and then we get a big breakdown, and then we get back above it. And especially if we can then start a new upward trend like that, that's very powerful. That's a final low, and we're probably likely to do something like this. And it's amazing. As you can see here, final low for there. If I go back to my daily charts for that period there, when I started to look at silver was right here. Was right here. Right, so the market actually broke up, and then we started to make this higher low, and then we broke back up. Guess what? That's when I started looking at silver. We did nothing for a few months, and then the market actually started to make very nice move towards the end of the year. And that was actually an amazing quality trade that I did when it comes to this pattern here. So we actually could be on something pretty strong there. And this is the same for the mining sector as well too, right? We could be actually getting, not so much on the GDX, we're not there yet, but on the GDXJ, we actually could, again, this actually could be some sort of final low in the markets. I'm not saying it is, but we need to wait to see what actually happens here. But this could be a big flush down to flush out the shorts. all right, because there's going to be stops below here, and then we're probably likely to see a rally back up. But see, this actually could be the start of a major significant move, and we need to be alert here. Please, it's important right now to stay present with the markets and stay calm and not be jumping in and jumping out of the markets. Traders, my hope in today's video is not to bash you over the head or something like that, but there's so much bullshit out there in the marketplace. There really is. And it does take time for you to become a good trader, but I want you to succeed. I want you to do really well. And I'm just seeing so many people just like, well, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin now because it's gone down so much, and they're gonna keep buying it, like Luna. Look at Luna with the crypto markets. The people just buying it still, and so on and so forth, and they're just hoping and guessing. Don't hope and guess. If you are actively trading these markets, right, and not just buy and hold like an investing point of view, or or you're getting into positions because you have that investing point of view, like I do have with gold and in the mining sector. I buy in a 2025 plus, maybe even 2030 view of when I look at gold and when I'm looking at the mining sector. So the short-term pullback here doesn't bother me. Whatever, who cares? Because guess what? This is the decade for the metals and miners, but people can't see that. Go back to 2008, right? People just have some short-term memories, but if you don't have portfolios, if you're not that long-term investor and you're just a short-term trader, then it's so important that you actually have some process, something that you're entering in, because you're never going to get ahead. You're never going to have the confidence to get into the markets in a big way if you're just hoping and guessing and you have no confidence with that. But I promise you guys, I promise you this, hear me out here, okay? If you can just start to maximize one thing and get good at one thing, and I don't care what that one thing is. Again, go to my webinar right now. Go watch there right now, because I talk more about on secret number 1, more about the foundations of what you need to do and what actually took me. But also I share with you my trading setup, right? But if you can get so good at just maximizing one particular setup and only trade that one setup only, and get so confident of every single increment and details about that setup. What does it look like? What if you're using indicators, what does the indicators look like? Every single thing. And then wait for that. Wait for that perfect setup. The reason why I do so well is because I don't trade a lot. I'm not trading a lot. Okay. Secondly, I wait for perfect setups, and my perfect setup has a massive high win-loss ratio. I'll share with you a trade that I did just this week here. It was actually on the EURUSD. Right, it was on the EURUSD. This one right here. So I looked at the daily chart. We're in a beautiful downward trend, etc. Right, then I looked at the hourly chart. Right, and then look at this here. And you guys have probably heard me say this so many times. When the market's not doing anything for a while, then we start to break out. Guess what? We're getting ready for a nice move. Right. So look at this here. When the market started, we had this here, and then we had a breakout of this low through here, as you can see, right? And we basically did nothing, sideways. Look at this here, sideways, and then a big strong breakout, right? And we're also trading with that overall trend. So I see this daily. Look at this daily chart. What is the daily chart doing? Remember I said before, guys, if you've been watching me for a while, I always look at the weekly chart, right? Always look at the big picture, and then I go down from there. High, lower high, and lower high on the daily chart, right? High, lower high on the daily chart. Beautiful. And a period of sideways movement. This is on the EURUSD. And then we go to the hourly chart, and we can see a period of sideways, not much going on. Remember I said before, guys, when we have a period of not much going on, we're getting ready to have a lot going on. And then when we actually get the breakout here, see this breakout here? Enter there, and then started to write it down, and then I moved my stop down, and then I got stopped out for a really nice profit, right? Moved my stop down, etc. But the whole purpose about that, guys, is that guess what? I'm just scanning the markets, right? For a couple of hours every day, I'm scanning the markets. I'm looking for good opportunities. I'm looking for great opportunities every single week, and they do come around. But please, guys, right now, especially right now, we may be at a significant bottom. We may not be, okay? But the thing is, I do believe this is one of the greatest opportunities to buy the markets because the amount of liquidity that's still on the sidelines, and especially when things start to turn, like I believe interest rates are going to start to pull back. The You know, just inflation is going to start to calm down a little bit as well too. We're getting towards that as well too. Like all this sort of stuff's going to happen on the second half of this year. So guys, right now is not the time to be jumping into fear and thinking about fear. Right now is to stay calm, present, and analyze and think about the markets, okay? Again, if you're struggling with trading right now and you don't even know what to do, go watch my webinar because I'm going to share with you exactly some foundations of what to actually do in the markets. You know, at least follow the things that I talk about when it comes to this trading here. Even go watch the educational playlist on my YouTube video, on my YouTube channel, right? I talk about some things when it comes to that. It's so important. But you guys can do so well. The second half of this year is going to be amazing. Absolutely amazing. And the volatility that's going to happen is going to be incredible as well too. And now is not the time to just, let me just try this. No. If you don't know what you're doing, stop trading. If you don't have a particular pattern or a setup, if you trade the markets and you don't have something that you're actually trading consistently, not let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. No, trading consistently. And that means having a system behind you. That means you being consistent at it. If you don't have that and you're not confident with it, don't trade the markets. If you want to be in these markets in a big way, in a big way, then please guys, focus. If you're not there, spend the next couple of months just figuring out a trade. Again, I'll give you my trading system. Go to the webinar. But if it's not mine, find something that you like and that you believe in, and then start to build on that, right? Don't swap and change this and this and this. No, find something that you believe in. Guys, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be such an incredible opportunities this year. And I want to get you guys ready for what is to come out of these markets, because it's going to be so amazing. There's going to be so many amazing opportunities that are going to come around. And I want you to be prepared for them, okay? And I don't want you to be sucked into the fear and the greed and what's happening right now, okay? Because if you look through history, the best times to be looking at the markets have been when there's maximum fear. Right now, there's maximum fear. And big volatility also can equal also big opportunities. So guys, please stay calm, stay present, work hard on one thing, and I promise you, the rest of this year, the rest of your life is going to be an amazing trading career.